on, with Rubik's able to get some nice steals, it can sort of change things around. But Storm rotating to a Lycan lane doesn't really feel that great. Storm rotating to a Medusa lane doesn't really feel that great. And he has no steroid either in the form of like a Keeper of the Light or an Io or anything like that to be able to buff him up. So, you know, Emo always going to be a fantastic individually skilled player. But I think he might just not be enabled enough in this game.
I think there is already, you know, what we speak about the Wolves and the vision that it's able to provide. I'm almost certain they pinged out the Pango after he dropped the ward, so we will see. Yeah, it looks like Zeal is continuing to ping out where that ward is placed, so they should be able to get 1 D ward.
30 seconds to battle.
And Brady find their own as well.
All right.
Okay.
Let me think. Who's more important to give XP over to? Like, is it going to be QIQX just dropping the sentry and then letting Emo get all of that? He drops another observer out of vision this time around. Exactly where it is. Is no one going to drop it? Are they going to let Emo buy his own sentry just to get the extra gold bonus? Wouldn't hate that.
The battle begins.
Bit of a brawl going on down by the bottom rune. Looks like Zeal was able to get her. Nice attempt with the deny from the Wolves as well. Regardless, it will be a 3-for-1. And the bounties, did they not scout it out? I thought they did. Regardless, ward's still standing. So, yeah, we'll see what the decision is going to be. And, you know, previously it was Emo's Pango that was a big factor on IG being able to take that game. But he is on a very comfortable Storm Spirit in a very good matchup as well. So I'm expecting him to at least have a pretty good lane. We'll see what he's going to be able to do off the back of that, though.
Yeah, that's always going to be the main concern for mine. It's always the and then what factor. And I feel like you might be able to win a team fight, but what happens after then? The supports aren't going to help at all with the push, maybe a little bit from the Vengeance Aura, from QIQX to be able to take towers and things of that nature. But I mean, if you've got Sven there popping the God Strength, you win a team fight, tower dies as well. Legion Commander as well, certainly able to dish out a lot of damage early on into the piece. Also have to wonder, at what point do you level up just the 1 point in the press the attack for this lane, just to be able to get rid of that that wave of terror and allow you to go for a few more of these deeper dives. Speaking of those dives,
already see dust. Yeah. So they had a blood grenade if they wanted to go for it, but I'm feeling like they weren't going to have the potential to get that remaining damage in, but we will continue to see how aggressive they're going to be able to play in this lane. They do not have... Actually, they do have a hard camp to play with unless QIQX body blocks it. So it could be nice to be able to drag the equilibrium back.
Maybe they're just softening it up.
There we go. Interesting time to go. Ice was, what, 7 experience away from level 2? So maybe they went a bit too early.
Yeah, and also I was wondering, like, since you've unblocked this hard camp, maybe you wanted to be able to punish QIQX when he does go forward, when he does try and block it up with his body. He doesn't have a sentry to be able to do so. Looks like he won't be able to move fast enough to be able to get that block off. But just imagine if that was when you made the jump happen, right? Then he's in a much less safe position. He's not able to just rotate back underneath his tower. And you would have had as well the Firefly to be able to secure that first blood. So rare mistake coming out there from Ice.
How are we feeling overall about this Sven pick here for... What's going on with the tips? Okay. Did he deny a... Yeah, okay, he denied one of the water runes. How do we feel overall about this last pick for CTY? Because if I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure the Sven did not have a very good win percentage at Riyadh at all. So do we feel like CTY is going to be enabled this game? You know, can he take over like what they're needing from him?
I think so. I mean, I think the lane is solid enough. You're not really in any danger of dying in this lane. You've got a very nice right-click advantage as well, so you're going to be able to contest, get some nice clears onto the Lycan Wolves for the laning stage, as well as protect the rest of your team. And again, I mentioned that you've got a Batrider that's going to be making stacks for you, so one of the better heroes in the game at being able to steal those away and make sure that you're able to get the scaling happening a little bit quicker than this Medusa.
Okay. Yeah, I just checked. There were 17 games at Riyadh with a 35% win rate for the Sven. So,
how much was it against the Lycan? Was it like specifically for that, or?
Let's see if I can find that.
Yeah, that's right. You look it up. I'm just looking at 70 in this mid lane. He's having a fine enough time, right? Again, I really feel like this is going to be Emo having a little bit of a rougher go at things, just because he doesn't have that, not lane partner, but that gank partner, that early rotator. And honestly, even with, I mean, I guess Zeal's got the Helm of Iron Will now, so maybe he feels like he's not going to be in a position to die. But PYW, Rubik's not the greatest rotator prior to him being level 6 up against the Pangolier.
It only shows 5 heroes that it was played against, and it was ET, Lion, Darkseid, Lesh, and Io, all played against 4 games, so potentially there was some more under that. That's just what Liquipedia currently shows, top lane. What's going on? Ice trying to get the kill into QIQX. Beyond is a little bit low as well for the finishing blow. Ice has to be cautious. Another round of the missile could prove to be his demise.
He's got the raindrops. He feels fine at being able to be up in his face and go for a lot of those gank attempts. Of course, that's the only reason that he's moving up forward into the Medusa, as gets a bit of a bounce back, but has to be a little bit careful here. Maybe just with the extra armor from the tower, feels like he's safe. He's going to be forced all the way back to base. Maybe this could work out for 7E, right? Just get a nice little refill on the bottle. We know that Beyond's in a fine enough position with his double braces to be A-okay. No stacks built up just yet, though. That's probably the one downside from what we've been seeing from Team Zero so far. But the lanes overall going quite well.
Bottom, ZZQ. Maybe we're going to look to turn onto PYW. Both sides putting some pressure onto the supports, but CTY will have the Stormhammer up in a couple of seconds. They'll need the body blocks on Zeal to keep him up, and CTY cuts his way through the trees, finds a path to secure the kill, and it's going to be Team Zero that strike first in this second game.
Instantly going as soon as he leveled up there. Sorry, he got the phase boots delivered as well. So, of course, there's not too much, but the movement slow coming through from the Arcane Curse, just enabling the chase down of one of these slowish, squishy heroes.
Mid lane.
Like Rubik.
Oh, look at the positioning. Ice with the wraparound. They're going to use the wall to bounce back off. Emo does have both supports here, though. It's going to be a difficult kill. 70 will still get it nonetheless, so a 1-for-1, of course, the exchange very much favoring Raiding. Let's see if they're going to be able to get the power rune, though. 70 not having any resources to try and protect it, and no supports as well nearby.
Yeah, that won't be able to TP. He TP'd for that previously. So just the 30-second cooldown on it. Might just come down to a game of guess and a game of luck. And 7E, he is a lucky boy today. And let's be honest, he kind of deserves it after his performance in game number 1.
All right, good start so far. You're able to lead Beyond solo. Who double bracer one, a lot of stats for him. So like you've been saying a lot, if they're able to secure the lane for the Legion, we'll see how many stacks Ice is able to make. QA. Wow, that's so unlucky, dude. What
a great
Arcane packed into the Legion, and he's going to be able to pick up a kill as a result of that. Oh, no way.
I wish you could
That would be funny, yeah.
Love this from Ice as well, looking to get a nice Observer Ward up here lane. He knows where the Medusa is going to be looking to farm. They want to be able to enable a lot of these gank attempts. And speaking of gank attempts, they're kind of posturing to be able to go onto Dust, but I think without the duel, they're not wanting to commit for a full-on kill there.
Oh,
this time
nice read from Ice, yeah.
Is he going to
don't get body blocked? Okay.
It's a decent amount of XP as well, just from not the Wisdom Rune, but the Wolves being killed off.
Oh, with the other side, yes, without a doubt, much better start from the boys. And I mean, you see, Seal's actually really. CTY has got a 1,200 net worth lead over the Sven and the Lycan. So I mean, when you see that he's only level 5 currently, even the Silencer is a higher level than Zeal.
Oh, he's got an occult bracelet as well, with the mask of Morbid Mask. Excuse me, never really needs to go back. He's constantly just able to make kills happen out on the map, doesn't need to regen, doesn't need to expend anything more on a lot of that. And I almost wonder, are they going to be looking to be in a position to be able to kill Zeal before he reaches up onto that level 6? And it looks like that's the case.
Gonna try and TP out if they got the damage, though they do. Last swipe. CTY bashes him down with the shield. That's a big kill for them to find.
Another lucky rune.
Yes, another lucky rune. 7E has the haste now to work with. And so they've done a really good job. They've unlocked the game of the Pango. CTY's had a great lane as well, but now we need to look towards Beyond. You've got Jewel ready to go. So I would not mind seeing 7E try and shove this wave and then maybe consider about rotating top off the back of the haste.
He might even just go
Emo. All right. I mean, they know he's out of mana. Activates the sword. Jesus Christ, he got a long zip. I mean,
did the wand as well.
Ah, yes.
Checking for stacks. He's going to take the Watcher mid-roll. All right, don't hate it. And might be able to take this hard camp minimum. You know that there's not going to be a Storm Spirit there to contest you. You're not scared of the Lycan.
Nope. It's alright. These supports were nearby. Level 5, honestly, all the supports this game having a decent time, minus Ice, starting to get those stacks going. Couple of the Ancients, couple of the Hard as well.
Man, QIQX has put down a bunch of great sentries on this top side of the map to be able to scout out any of these like deep observer wards, and it just doesn't clip it. The one on the right side, this observer ward just out of range of the sentry below it. It's a little bit unfortunate, and it might end up leading to dust falling from a future kill attempt here. Just using the wolves right now for more skill.
Yes, just gonna say that. Bring the wolves through as well from Zeal to just make sure that your Dusra is always protected. So even QIQX, you mentioned about his sentries placement. He's even going to start to make some stacks as well inside their own triangle. Because of course they too will very much rely on
block up a few of these camps. Looks like 70 will still be able to secure both of them there. Nice try. Emo.
Lucky again.
Is he lucky again? Yes, he is. And he's only 800 gold away from that defusal as well, as a result of all of this, as a result of taking a bunch of those stacks. So, you know, Medusa, she's had a decent starter. She's got the Yasha coming out to her now, I believe, but you're going to be coming up against a Blade Mail plus Diffusal Blade timing in pretty synergistic moments. So it really does mean that this Observer Ward could really start to pay dividends if they're able to pick up that sort of timing in the next minute and a half or so. You'll still have about 45 seconds. You won't even be able to get the D ward off after it. It'll have served its purpose.
And just another thing to quickly mention, I did not see what happened, but Zeal popped his shapeshift. So I don't know if it was to get away from any danger or something like that. So the shapeshift on cooldown. Now they have scouted out 70 rotating down bottom with this sentry around the tower range. So they are well aware of his positioning. Now the sentry as well at the triangle, so they might be able to actually set up a trap here, but it looks like the Pango is potentially aware of what's going on.
Rubik 6 as well, which is always a little bit of a concern. They don't end up getting the stack off there, unfortunately, despite trying for it. They just wanted to get a quick kill onto QIQX, but they feel like maybe taking out this tier 1 tower is important.
Okay.
All right, bit of a freebie. You'll take kills where you can get them for Emo, because I really don't feel like there's going to be much. They want to protect that ancient camp, man. They know how capable CTY is of just being able to steal it away. Already has an Echo Saber, as well as that Mask of Madness and Phase Boots. I wonder how much of this discussion is 70 just saying, hey, just get me my defusal. I really don't need much after that. I get a bottle refill from Ice as well. Going for the big smoke, trying to catch out the Medusa before she's able to pick up these stacks. And, well, they weren't able to stop her from taking the hard camp, but Ancients, that is the much juicier prospect.
And they're going to start him. Can activate the Stone Gaze. Global Stance comes out a little bit too late. Very messy from Team Zero. They're going to be able to react accordingly. 70 still on the hunt. They're doing a lot of damage over to the Medusa. Meanwhile, over to the right side as well. The Jewel, first one of the game. They won't be able to get the victory, and they won't get the kill as well as IG. They might be able to turn to CTY. Nice dodge. Emo avoids the Stormhammer, continues the chase. He's going to have Zeal on the hunt as well. CTY, he's okay for the moment. Back up to the north. Action continues as PYW and QIQX hand in hand. Attempts to swap, but it's not enough. And it looks like the two cores playing together will still struggle with getting the kill. PYW's doing a really good job with his spell casting. I know Emo, he's got Melmena to work with as well, with the Soul Ring up in a couple of seconds. They're going to try and target down Beyond. It's a big odds, but it's not enough. 70 could still look for the cleanup. Without the Diffusal Blade, it's not going to mana. Swashbuckle, that's the thing in question. And he lands it. 70 gets some much needed kills on the board to kind of make it an okay trade in the end for Team Zero.
It certainly wasn't looking like that at the very start. I was like, where's the global? This is what you have it for, to be able to catch someone out, instantly pop that. Stone Gaze takes a little bit of time to be able to activate as well, so that would have been an overwhelming win coming in favor of Team Zero. You just see there, CTY wasn't able to do all that much towards the latter end of that team fight, just because he couldn't lock in onto any sort of target. You can just see he's already got that Blink Dagger queued up as well for the Sven. So he wants to be able to just join in onto a lot of these kill attempts. I mean, despite the fact that Beyond is very healthy in net worth, wasn't able to get that dual damage through because of the Lycan being quite tanky with the Helm of the Dominator, with the Buckler as well as the Occult Bracelet. Looking again for a quick pick up onto 70.
Oh, instant swap back into the telekinesis. He does get the shield crush off. Is the mitigation going to be enough for CTY? Shows up with the cleave. And IG just run into the meat grinder.
Oh, they even get another rune. It's a shield rune this time around. So 70, again, all he needs is that split second to be able to play around with. And that's a healing self given over from a trusty shovel. So gets him the full regen coming through from that. And this is what I was talking about, right? It just doesn't feel like Storm Spirit is ever going to have a comfortable time being able to make kills and ganks happen because the support damage just is not there.
Yeah. I got to sing the praises of CTY. These are very minor things. The changes and the improvement that we've seen over time from carries. The fact that he knows it's the 2-minute interval. Power runes are so important for the Pango and the Storm. He farmed the Ancients. He left the hard camp because he knew that 2 minutes was coming up. He was going to be... He wanted to get involved if the fight was there. So he positioned accordingly just in case. And because of that, I mean, they kept 70 alive. They got the 3 kills. They got the tower. If he was over farming at the hard camp, that would be a completely different story. So just a minor thing, but a great read from CTY.
Yeah, and it's the little things as well, like the conversion, right? The God Strength being able to be used to not only get the kills, not only get the double kill, but also claim the tower for yourselves and your team as well. So this opens up the map. It's clear that they focus specifically on mid, and I'm assuming that they want to make some sort of a play around bottom as well, because they still want to try and take away this farm that Dust is able to get. He's the only hero that you're concerned about in this game right now.
Oh, speaking of Dust, there's the jump in. They're going to use the global early on, and now without the mana, Dust, there's nothing he's going to be able to do. They even get the lasso as well into QIQX, so overall, Team Zero just running a train on IG. 7,000 net worth lead. Top lane, they're already looking for more as well. CTY should be able to get the kill into PYW with phase boots up surely. Emo's gonna long zip in, but...
You sure about that, Emo? You sure?
Yeah.
Half of my net worth? I don't think so. Oh, and he's even gonna have an EKB to deal with. Run a train? That's a little bit extreme, by the way.
Sorry. I mean, it's what's going on right now.
Out,
they are going... just from one to the next, they are... It's not looking good. 9,000 net worth. No, yeah, without a doubt. You have to bring it back up again as well. I wanted to slip by. Just a couple of meetings, but
never with me. All right, they're just waiting for Sven level 15. They're waiting for the BKB and the God Strength to come back up, and then it's go time again. And they just keep the lanes in a scary position. You've got level 12 on the Legion Commander. You've got Blink Dagger. You've got Blade Mail. Still no dual damage, but I mean, CTY is having a great enough game that it doesn't matter. You just need to... Honestly, the role for the LC, you'd love for her to be scaling, but just preventing the Stone Gaze from coming off is a good enough win.
Yep. And it's crazy with how much farm even Beyond has got as well, to be honest. So, I mean, I guess, even without those short victories, 3-1 and 4, but this is like it's now the opposite of game one, where, it was Team Zero currently in this position where you are looking like, all right, Deucer, we need to have this late game potential. And honestly, the net worth was kind of similar with the disparison between the Drow and the Terrorblade at that stage. So, we saw previously from Team Zero was the Ember Spirit from 7E to really make a lot of space, and they avoided every single fight they possibly could. What do IG need to do now in this second game?
They got to get Zeal as Helm of the Overlord. He's only 400 gold away from it, so at least you're going to be able to use that Ancient Creep to be able to deal with lanes a little bit easier. You don't exactly have the best heroes to be able to take it out outside of the Sven, right? And Sven wants to be playing now with his Blink Dagger and his BKB in much more aggressive situations where, you're able to move on forward, you're able to find a bunch of quick pickoffs. But an Ancient Creep hitting into your tier 2 tower kind of puts a halt onto that.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
QIQX is just farming that trusty shovel. He's got 5 mango still.
And he's going to feed them over to the Deucer.
True.
Or Dust.
Underrated use.
Yes. Well, we'll see how much it's going to matter this game currently, but I like this choice though. Like, it's very minimal things, but Avenger's not going to have a lot of gold, and you still need to be on point with how you're spending it. I'll hold that because Ice Ice.
Oh.
Doesn't want to use the last one to PYW. They're still hunting 7E. Now this deep. Is it going to cost him in the end though? 7E is chilling, has to use the roll. Actually, was that? Yeah, that was a Rolling Thunder. And CTY, God's Strength is now going to turn towards the T2 tower.
Still has plenty of duration left on it. If they use the glyph, I don't think they're really going to care all that much. CTY should still be in a situation where he could just look to stick around, but instead they want a bigger prospect. They want the thing that they weren't able to secure last time around in Roshan. Still got another minute up on this top side, still got about a quarter duration on the God Strength. Feels like that's enough, especially with the lucky shot now with a couple of points into it.
What do we think is realistic for Team Zero on what they're going to be able to get out of this first stages of the game?
I would be disappointed if I was them, if I didn't secure that last tier 1 bot and probably 2 tier 2 towers, considering they did just use the glyph previously. So probably look to go for the tier 2 top first, and then you're not really caring that it's refreshed.
Well,
I mean, that's a nice little bonus, being able to get a dual damage while also just still securing Roshan for yourselves. But yeah, all their vision is around the top side of the map, right? So that's really where they're wanting to be playing right now.
Okay, and for IG then, are you just looking to try and set up a blockade around your, and you'll hold that? Of course, no duel, but not going to matter. PYW maybe looking to try and get some vision down. Yeah, he's got 2 wards. Emo, zip in, zip out. Oh my god, no hesitation. And yeah, ZZQ, let's drop the tips. Let's add a little bit more extra into this one. What happened in the previous game? Let's keep the spice going. Let's keep the stakes very high here in ZZQ. I mean, we kind of maybe criticize his first global silence of the game onto the Medusa, but it's not going to matter. To 11,000 net worth lead, and he makes amends with that kill into the storm. Yeah,
and now you don't even need to play around top, right? CTY pops the God Strength. He's going to be smashing in to this mid tier 2 tower. Could probably still take the tier 2 top, but I guess the death timers are low enough that you're really not wanting to go high ground just yet. You probably want the God Strength. You want the next usage out of it to be the one that gets you that utility. Pangolier probably not going to be able to pick up the Aghanim Scepter by that sort of time, but he's still doing his job, right? Keeping the Lycan away from your tier 2 tower. He ended up doing a decent amount of damage to it with the Helm of the Overlord, but just with those kills being given over, with the dual damage starting to ramp up now on Beyond, it just doesn't feel like quite enough.
I think they saw the Wolves starting to move out aggressively. That's why Team Zero are going to try and back on out. So they will not get caught out by the smoke of IG, which was an interesting smoke considering they were ever so close to the butterfly from Dust, but no fight will occur.
There are very few conditions, right, that enable them to fight, and one of them is being the global silence being on cooldown, right? So anytime that's going to be a factor, that's always going to be very key. Going to be able to yoink away
interesting
Tormentor as well. What's interesting?
Ice is nearby, so a very peculiar attempt. Rolling Thunder gets stolen, but they'll get the kill beforehand. They attempted to even move down with the shapeshift on Zeal. Maybe we'll get the kill onto Ice, but 70 is proving to be such an issue. Emo has to commit. They're going to give him a couple mangoes, so he can get even more distance away with the zip.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nice little bonus as well with the silencer. Not exactly all that often that you are right-clicking, but going up against a Medusa, having that extra int steal from the Glaives of Wisdom feels pretty nice.
Oh, Beyond's hunting. I think he just got a glimpse of the Venge. They might even run into Dust first. Smoke's gonna pop. There's an easy dual victory. CTY even jumps over the top as well. Once again with the global silence. Pops the Mantle on the Stone Gates as well, but CTY, oh my lord, almost kills him off for the couple of swipes. They're still gonna hunt him down. They know that. Oh, no way. Dust! Oh my god. All right. That is one of the best duke I think I've ever seen. That is incredible. It may not be that's
broken ankles is what that is, man.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
I wish it wasn't
plays that they need.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could definitely take that angle, because I was going to say I wish it wasn't 16,000, so it would be a little bit more value out of it. But yeah, no, you're exactly right. If you were ever going to find a way back in, you need those things, everything else to keep going right.
If he dies there, the game is essentially over. I think he had his career with the Talisman of Evasion bought up prior to that, so wouldn't have had the buyback. Has Butterfly delivered now and still doesn't have the buyback, but gets away with his life, and prevents them from wanting to go up onto the high ground. The plus side, though, for Team Zero, you got the God Strength up in 20. Aegis has a minute 20 left on it, and you're only 10 gold away from being able to get the Aghanim Scepter for 70 as well. So, I mean, I can't think of two better heroes than the Medusa and the Storm Spirit to just have that consistent diffusal mana burn coming through for.
Oh, it's a scary fight. Still, look at 70's positioning. He even aggressively jumps in. Oh, that is crazy. 70 probably going to end up ticking out. Does he want to die at this stage? Get the wolves. Someone kill him with the party hat. All right, he's just...
All he sees a Legion bot. He doesn't want to die yet.
Okay, don't let the...
Oh. Easy.
Don't die! Oh my god.
This freaking party hat wolves, man. Where's that peppermint party hat?
I mean, we're
only
looking
20
at
seconds left on the Aegis, so won't be able to really get too much usage out of it, but look at all that vision that they've got. One Observer Ward just expired, but they're just taking anything they can get right now on IG. Aghanim Shard for the Venge feels kind of nice, you know, means that you can just use the Magic Missile onto anyone, but you're going up against two BKBs and a Rolling Thunder, so doesn't really feel like it's going to have a ton of utility in a lot of these engagements. They're just popping everything at the start of these team fights on Team Zero. And I was really expecting Zeal to go an Aghanim Shard, just to have those wolves constantly keeping those lanes a little bit more pushed out. I know you've got a Pangolier and a Legion and a Sven just to keep them pushed, but just to force them into the lane, maybe open up a gank opportunity for them to be able to die, rather than just allowing them to, you know, quickly shove out these wolveless lanes and then go into the jungle and pick up a lot of their farm there.
Yeah. Well, maybe he'll look to go for it after the AC, which of course also gives your team a whole lot of value. So see what the choice is going to be once he can, if he even can complete it, because it is nonetheless still a lot of gold. Probably about just under 2,000 that Zeal needs.
Look at this. Ice literally bumped into a wolf for like half a second, and then immediately he scans on the bottom side just to see if Lycan is waiting down there, because they know they've got the calls to be able to pick him off.
Swap back with the start onto CTY, but the Global Stance and press the attack.
Good position.
Going to keep him healthy. So a little bit forced out from everyone.
Are they going to go back in here?
Why not?
I mean,
CTY.
He's not under
vision
right now.
We're going to know where he is.
Yeah, the split shot revealing that they've got Sentry Ward drop down there, so not feeling totally safe. They could just wait things out again for Team Zero. There's no real rush for them. They can just wait for the God Strength. They can wait for the Global Silence.
Nice. Another good press the attack. Emo's still got to commit. Is this the opening for them? They'll be able to get the easy kill onto the Batrider. Now Zeal's even chasing it out another. They see that ZZQ's a little bit out of position, and he's running away for the rest of the team. CTY is now going to reconnect with him. They need to be able to deal with the summons. They should be able to do so, and regardless, send them away. So IG get a kill. I think really importantly as well is that we do have the Wisdom Room up in a minute 20. So once again, they will get control of their triangle and towards the right side of the map, so they could potentially get that Wisdom.
You know what else is a really interesting choice coming through here? Have a look at Emo's items.
Oh,
he has an E-Blade on this Storm Spirit just to be able to stop the Legion.
Beyond. Okay, this bit awkward once again from Team Zero. Right is hunting, blink ready, no telekinesis. Alright, yeah, I see the E-Blade, that's wild. It's 7E. Oh, it's a great start, dude. Look at the damage Beyond now. Finally, he'll be able to get the jewel, and they'll kill off 2 supports as a result of that. But they still need to respect Dust with the Stone Gaze. Emo's going to try and find an opening, but Beyond has been perfect. These cresty attacks, and now without anyone protect Dust, he'll get 1 kill at least, but it's a big odds. And a mega kill streak on top of that, as they're even now spying out Zeal. Beyond's be able to give them the vision. Ice should be able to cancel with the lasso. And that is going to be another death onto Invictus Gaming.
And that was without CTY there at all. Like, he was just farming. He was pushing out the mid lane. 0 damage coming through from this Sven, which means time to hit up onto that high ground. Maybe time to steal away the Wisdom Rune. And you've still got the God Strength to be able to punish them effectively. It's like PYW might be able to get there just in time. Oh, just the courier. And they deny the Wisdom Rune on the Lycan. So it's just doing a lot of like cheeky little plays, but Team Zero, they just feel like, I don't even know if it's cohesion. I think they've just got the far better draft to be able to execute. Much easier, very logical sequence of events that needs to happen every single time. And I mean, I just highlighted Emo's item build, right? Going for an E-Blade. Whoever gets dueled, he's E-Blading them, basically, and trying to take slightly longer team fights, trying to hold the Stone Gaze for as long as possible.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
E-Blade Storm is a wild thing.
That's what you're forced to go into. I think he's out of Lincoln's that he's got Lincoln's queued up next, so protecting himself, and then whoever else gets jumped on, he's zipping in and E-blading them. How often do you see Emo relegated into support behavior?
Not often, not the question mark Emo that we know. So
should have question mark last game, honestly, when he had his
no. There are other things going on there.
There's a Roshan about to spawn up top. Very long duration on the respawn. Beyond, oh no, don't go bottom. I guess it's going to be bot soon anyway, but maybe they see a pickoff ready for Zeal.
They would probably need CTY. He's going to...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I don't know if the Wolves scouted them out. They're going to see the Firefly least top. So the game's slowing down a little bit, but like you said, really just waiting for that Roshan. We'll see how easy it's going to be for them to be able to go high ground though on Team Zero, because once again, you do have kind of a hero that transforms in regards to the God Strength, so it is always a bit awkward for Sven with the ages, but...
I think you could very easily just give it to someone like Beyond if he's the one jumping in super deep, right? Having that second life available.
That's a great wraparound. That's a great wraparound. They're going to use both ultimates, but regardless... 122 dual damage, and yeah, like you said, I mean, now it's potentially even more of a reason to give it to Beyond if I mean, he can even siege instead of CTY.
All comes down to the pickoff, and the plus side is for Team Zero and their fans that they have a lot of pickoff potential. Blink Dagger on all three cores. Does Pango have it? Yep. So on the Bat Rider as well, 4 heroes with Blink. Like, yeah, you talk about pickoff, they've got it in spades. Gem? Any gemmers?
Gem enjoyers? 70
no boots, I
one.
guess, for 70.
Beyond will hold it. Yeah. So I'm looking at Dust. I mean, he's relatively farm, all things considering. He had, after the Butterfly Manta, he had BKB queued up for a while. He's now opting for the Silver's Edge, so pretty cost-effective damage-wise. Now changes his mind, goes dataless. I'm wondering when he's going to say screw it and consider a Rapier, but apparently we're not in that position just yet.
Not yet. Looks like he's going into a Silver Edge instead, just trying to be a little bit more elusive, but up against the Gem, that's going to be so much harder. Beyond's the one that's going to be playing on the front lines. So giving it over to him makes a ton of sense.
Dire's bottom tower is
Looks like the last tower is about to go down. Zeal has to be a little bit careful here. He's only level 14, and he's actually pathing the wrong way.
Ooh. Dust is nearby, but I don't think he's going to be able to get there fast enough with the Stone Gaze. Dust is wanting a pick off onto the supports. He will now reveal himself. So Ice will take a spill. They're going to turn to Beyond next as well. BKB protecting for the moment. QIQX can still look for the swap. PYW as well, actually. Stole Rolling Thunder. Trying to make some chaos. They want to go back in though on Team Zero. CTY waiting the wings. Sees an opportunity to jump the Venge. Quick and easy kill. And now they might look for PYW. He's even got the... drags him back here.
He's playing so
with
well,
the Harpoon. How do you get out?
Harpoon doesn't do damage. He was able to lift him up after it and then just blink away. And he is having to go into that Lotus Orb again. Like, this is not what a Rubik wants to do. But this is an absolute necessity to make sure that you are committing with those BKBs, that you are able to get out of the silence from the global, that you're able to protect your cores from the likes of the lasso. We even saw there when Emo TP'd in, he instantly popped the E-Blade on himself just to make sure that Beyond wasn't able to duel him. Like, he went for a ballsy TP, but didn't result in too much. More Lincolns looking to come through for IG as well. Zeal's got his queued. Kind of is a exact opposite of what we saw in the last game, though, isn't it? Just the one tower taken 33 minutes in. Very healthy net worth lead. 92% win probability now at this stage. Things are looking real good for Team Zero to be able to close this one out with still 2.5 minutes left on that Aegis. No outer towers, any vision at all. Nope, just wolves basically, and the help of the Overlord creep providing that extra vision.
It does... I don't want to say it's... I think last game Team Zero had an easier time to be able to defend high ground, but there is still the potential of... Yes, that's the thing. You still have swap, you still have Medusa high ground.
Dude, might not have swap.
7-8 is just on another one, man. Again, we spoke about like the Pango is going to be very hotly contested after Emo's performance and how good 7E is on it. What's it been? I mean, they know that the Pango is down bottom. Global Silence is going to be used to try and stop him. Can they get any spells out afterwards? Lasso's going to fly out. PYW is going to try and do his best to disrupt, and he will do so fast enough. Emo will be okay. PYW also is going to TP just in case they continue to chase.
So they're doing a good job of stalling this one out, but what's up?
Sorry, Dust has a Hex queued up.
I mean, I guess, but I really feel like it's all about being able to contest that initial jump, and I'm not sure if a Hex is really going to be able to do that. They're going to have BKBs popped. They're going to have any Linkens or anything like that for themselves? No, but it doesn't really matter. So it's a bit of an odd choice for mine, I guess, really putting faith in the rest of the team to be able to prolong things, especially Emo and PYW and QIQX, just with the swaps, with the Medallion of Courage, with the Wave of Terror, with the defense. Oh, he doesn't even have the Aghanim Shard on the Rubik as well. Like, this is where that 28k net worth lead really starts to become a factor. No fear by 7E, and a double damage as well. Oh,
Here a swap, here a duel as well. Under the T4 tower, they're going to get CTY. Very nice swap into the Stone Gaze. And now Emo as well is going to catch up to 7E with the Aegis still in hands for another 20 seconds. They're trying to play the timing perfectly, but they don't really have the potential to continue chasing with what was used on IG. But this is something that we mentioned. IG have relatively decent high ground defense, and Duster's now got 5k gold as well. He will buy out for the Hex, so I think this is now on top of it, right? We just saw it as like a swap into a Stone Gaze. Now you even have the potential swap into Hex or swap into Telekinesis.
Yeah, I mean, I think at that time around it was swap Magic Missile into the Stone Gaze into death while you're underneath a tier 4 tower. So all of that extra physical damage. Medusa might be... actually, Medusa's not really lacking all that much anymore with all of those kills that they were able to pick up. Dilly ends up dying to it as well, though. But luckily for him, he's going to be A-OK.
Well, this is...
W having a shard feels real nice too, though, doesn't it?
Yes, it does, and your supports are starting to pick up some items. You know, QIQX's medallion's really nice. That was a cost-effective item for him in the early game, and now he's working on the Lotus Orb as well. You've already got one out of the Rubik. Who are they going to cut out? Zildo would be a big pick-off. They're going to have the damage, though, be able to get the dual victory. And looks like they will 198 now for Beyond 7, 1, and 10.
All that extra moment of courage proc chance as well is just enormous if you're able to get it onto either the Lycan or the Medusa, to be honest. Like with that blade mail, Medusa just ends up doing way too much back to herself. Might be able to get a quick pick off onto ZZQ, which is good. We know how important this is going to be of enabling the rest of the supports in these team fights. And, you know, a lot of the time we say, you know what, position 5, it doesn't mean all that much. For Team Zero, it means a lot. You know, they just cannot fight without this side available, so they're forced to back up a little, although...
That's huge, man. You just get... Oh, nice! Okay, never mind. Beyond got the gem. That was a very cool attempt from Zero to be able to snag the gem, but reactions were there, so... those are... You know, support kills are, I don't think, too crazy, but it's just the fact that you lose the gem now is really the big thing.
Yeah. Oh, no, for IG, it means a lot. for Team Zero... Yeah. Like, they are so far ahead that they're able to make that sort of jump, but I feel like if it comes down to contesting high ground without this global silence, they're going to feel still a little bit hesitant.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. They know, Seal. See ya.
There's a goner. No God Strength. No worries. Oh, man, that's a big tick out of the Bloodthorn, dude. CTY is a monster. 11-1 and 1. 25 already. I mean, you were saying earlier on that this was a guy that went flawless yesterday in their 2 games, which was crazy. crazy to say. I mean, of course, he had a great had a great second half of his Draw Ranger, but this is kind of on par from what we saw yesterday with him in regards to KDA.
Just got to give him a good start. Really felt like that Timbersaw gave him too much issues in game number 1, but this time around, Lycan absolutely not. This is the advantage of having that second pick, right? Especially if you're able to manipulate the draft, that the Nature's Prophet, it might not be a factor, but as long as you're not too concerned about the Venge and its capabilities, just because you've got so many different forms of initiation, you're just going to come out on top.
Kind of see the comparison between the two. A lot more damage at the moment here from Beyond on his Legion compared to Zeal, so haven't been able to feel too much impact. I will say, like, Zeal, I think, has done very good in regards to his micro with the Wolves. Has not been enough. Potential fight breaking out top. They'll be able to stop the TP, the Pango. Numbers disadvantage for Zero. Wolves are scouting out ZZQ as well. This could be the opening they're looking for. Global Sun's still going to try to come into play. Legion a lot committed just for the Rubik. They'll get the kill, but can they find the trade in return? It's meanwhile CTY. Look at the backline snipe onto the Medusa, who's out of mana. Meanwhile, still Storm is hunting, but it's not going to matter in the end. CTY now, oh my god, the cleave damage. CTY enable the brother, and they're going to chase him down as well. 70, can he catch up to him? I think they got a glimpse of him. Yeah, they know where he is, exactly on the high ground. No running for Emo. TP still on cooldown for 10 seconds. And he is stuck. I mean, 70. A little bit awkward overall. ZZQ will use his last tip, and meanwhile back inside the middle lane. Barracks are under siege. It's not going to be the only set that's lost. They're probably going to look for top next.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, they nearly didn't even die on the Legion Commander. He had the cheese in the backpack at the time, ended up swapping it out just a little bit too late. Only had about 1.5 seconds left before it would have been able to use, and Emo, with all of that mana expended, would have been able to do much. This is a big expense.
Oh, nice Lotus. Lasso as well. They're going to drag Dusa incredibly far away. That's going to be an instantaneous dieback out of her. She does get the Stargaze off, so maybe not. Can Dust reposition far enough inside the base? It might not even matter though, because 70's just cleaning up all the remaining components. As this will be a game 2 victory for the boys on Team Zero. Momentum firmly on their side heading into game 3. Ooh, all right, I thought we were dropping items. Never mind.
I was about to say, do you think there's a little bit of spice in this one? Because I do.
Oh, there is.
Absolutely. And, well, I talked about that motivation, right? Gives them the extra bit of fire in their belly. They felt like